In this video, I'll talk about pulley with masses in rotational mechanics. So suppose that, let's take one example. We have a pulley which is suspended from a stand, we can say, and this pulley is having mass small m and let us say radius r. So this pulley is not massless now. This is consist of some mass m. So not massless. This is pretty important because generally we have seen massless pulleys earlier. And suppose that if this pulley is having at one end m1 mass and another end is having m2 mass, and I say that this is the string which is connected and passes over a pulley, and I say that given m2 is greater than m1, okay, m2 is greater than m1 and pulley is in the shape of disk and mass distribution is uniform, then find the value of acceleration of the blocks after the release of the blocks. So basically they are asking the value of accelerations. So now what I have to do, so when this pulley is having certain mass, so let us draw the FBD. So first of all m2g will be downwards, then there will be certain tension, let's say T2, and here tension will be T1. Now here tensions will not be same in the string. Tensions will not be same in the string because obviously this pulley is having some mass. So now this is not a massless body anymore. That's why we have to consider the tensions, and then m1g downwards, correct? And of course if that is if m2g is greater, let us take acceleration a is downwards, then obviously acceleration a will be upwards, right? And also this pulley will rotate, so there will be some angular acceleration alpha, right, for the rotation of pulley, correct? Now what you need to do, you need to write down the equations. So for translational motion, we are very clear. For block number m1 we can write T1 minus m1g is equal to m1 into a, let's say this is equation number 1. For mass m2, if you see mass m2, then of course it is going downwards, so m2g minus T1 is the net force, and we can write m2 into a. This is equation number 2. Now the problem is that T1, T2 and a all are unknown. That means 3 variables and I have only 2 equations. That means I need another equation, right, such that to find the answer of this question or solution of this question. So how to do it? So for that you have to see the pulley. So pulley is rotating, so that means I need to have a equation of torque of rotation. So for rotation of pulley, and you know that for rotation of the pulley it needs torque, right? So let's see, this is our pulley. Here tension is T1, here tension is T2, and we assume that pulley is rotating like this. So what I can say, this point, let's say point A and point B. Point A will be having acceleration alpha into r, and similarly point B will have acceleration alpha into r. And because this string, this is the same string where T2 is available, and we assumed that acceleration is A. So we have to assume, there is one very important assumption here, that there is no slipping between pulley and rope. So no slipping anywhere. This is a very important assumption, right? Very important. So if you do that, you can say A acceleration downwards, and you calculated alpha r. That means A will be is equal to alpha r. This is very important equation for us. And also, now for the rotation purpose, I can write what? Summation of net torque about center of mass. So center of mass, if you see the FBD, there will be one mg force also because of the mass of the pulley, but that will not make any difference because this point is passing through the center of mass. This is the center of mass of the pulley. So net torque, I need to write ICM into alpha only, correct? So now torque about center of mass, so obviously T1. So torque of T1 will be T1 into R. So this is the perpendicular distance. Then for T2 it will be T2 into R. And of course for mg it will be 0, right? For mg this torque has to be 0 because it is passing through the same point of the center of mass, and that would be ICM into alpha. Now what should be the sign? So basically I assumed net torque in the clockwise direction, right? Because I assumed alpha like clockwise, and this torque is T1 torque is in anti-clockwise direction, T2 torque in clockwise direction. So that means I am assuming that this torque is greater than this torque. That means T2 into R will be greater than T1 into R. So this will be T2 minus T1 into R is equal to ICM into alpha. Now we know that this is a disk. So I disk about its center of mass will always be mr square by 2. So now we have to utilize this relation. So T2 minus T1 will be is equal to mr square by 2. This r will be here, and this is alpha. So this is cancelled out, right? So now what I can do here, I can remove this diagram because that is not really needed anymore, and then I can say that T2 minus T1 is nothing else m into alpha r by 2. And interestingly, we have already proved that ACM will be equal to alpha r. So we can replace this with ACM by 2. So T2 minus T1 is equal to m into ACM by 2. This is equation number 3. Now the task is simply left out to be solution of these 3 equations. So now 3 equations, 3 variables we have. So we can just try to solve this. So what should I do now? So I can add all 3 equations. So if we do that, then we will achieve T2 minus T1 plus T1 minus M1G plus M2G minus T1 is equal to M ACM by 2 plus M1 into A plus M2 into A, correct? So basically this ACM, what I am writing, this was not ACM, this is simply A. So I can replace this ACM because acceleration is same as a. So now if you see t2 and t2 will be cancelled out. This one was so here this was t2, so t2 and t2 was cancelled out, t1 and t1 is cancelled out. So we finally achieve m2g minus m1g is equal to, we can take a common, so m1 plus m2 plus m by 2. So the value of a will be m2 minus m1 into g upon m1 plus m2 plus m by 2. So this is the final answer we are achieving. So that's how we calculate accelerations in rotation, and it is a bit different from the dynamics. Only dynamics equations were needed to solve that, but here in rotation, as moment of inertia is applicable, you have to consider rotational motion also properly, and then you have to make equation of rotational motion, which is torque is equal to I alpha. Then only you will be able to find the answer for such questions. Okay.